Hello everyone and welcome. We're here at day 2, Predator Eurotour stop 3 in Sankt Johann in Pongau for the Austrian Open. It's the first match of the day and boy it should be a cracker. It's winners round 2 and we have a very informed Tobias Bongas from Germany against top talent from Italy, Fabio Rizzi. The game is 9-ball, race to 9. 2 breaks each and an alternate format, 3-point rule with a shot clock in action as well. My name's Graham Hickman and I will be taking you through this match until its conclusion this morning. I'm looking forward to this one, especially to see how Tobias is playing. He's coming off a very successful last 3-4 months, I would say. 3 medals in the European Championships, and he definitely likes Austria because, if my information is correct, he got to the final last year, so he'll be looking to go one better. However, Fabio Rizzi is a very tough player indeed, has won medals in Euro Champs and plenty of deep runs in the Eurotour, so let's see. Tobias kicking off the break there. Didn't get a ball down, but did make the points. I did mention 3-point rule. So that means you have to make 3 points on the break, and how you make a point is by either pocketing a ball or a ball will pass the head string into the kitchen, as we call it. As you can see on the screen there, there's 3 balls above the line. Oh, yeah, first chance there. He has been practicing on the table, so I wouldn't say it's not used to the table. He was having a few practice racks, maybe just first shot of the day if you like. It is an alternate break format as well, but with a slight twist in that players will have 2 breaks. For those who haven't been following the Eurotour this year, it's a bit of a new format. 2 breaks and then we switch to the other player and then they will have 2 breaks and so on. It's been quite interesting, adds a nice bit of spice to the match, really different dynamic in how the score unfolds. Really enjoying it. And we do have a shot clock as well. From the break you have 45 seconds and then you have a 35 seconds timer with 1 extension per rack should a player choose to use it. But both these players are relatively quick as well, so I wouldn't anticipate any issues with the shot clock. Yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity there in the first shot there from Fabio. Balls were sitting quite nice, so you do want to try to punish your opponent as quick as possible. And Tobias has been having a very good season thus far. Very impressive in the European Championships. I had the privilege of commentating through that as well and watched him win a few medals. He was absolutely incredible. So a very dangerous player indeed. Have to bring this back off the cushion, middle of the table maybe. If he can use the cushion. Oh, he doesn't have to, so he can come straight back up. It's pretty good. Yeah, nicely controlled. Yeah, he's just got the 9-ball is just a little bit in a weird place because of where the 7-ball is. You can kind of pot the 7 and track towards the 9. If you bump into it, you should be fine. Really shouldn't be hitting this very hard, just nice and delicate. If he runs past it, he's still fine. Yeah, nicely done. taking these balls out quite nice. Nothing too crazy, just steady and simple. I was very impressed with Tobias's positional play during the European Championships. He seemed to have that cue ball on a string, a bit like what we've seen there. Very controlled, very good. Fabio will be a little bit disappointed there. Granted, it's only the first rack of the match, but he had a pretty golden chance there to do what Tobias did there and get one on the board, but wasn't to be. Yeah, as you can see, this arena is absolutely fantastic. Really, really good stuff from the team on the ground to set all this up. And these two stream tables look immaculate with this brand new arc table that they've been using this year. Really, really high quality stuff and great environment for the players, and obviously great setup for all you joining us around the world to watch these great matches. So Tobias' second break. Be looking to get that one in the side, and the wing ball is these two targets. Gets the wing ball, but he has the 3-point rule coming into effect. As you see, only one ball past the head string, and he made one ball in the side. That was only 2 points. So now the option comes to his opponent, so Fabio can choose to shoot or to pass. I'm sure he'd like that one back. That was a pretty straightforward safety shot to hook Tobias there, but let that one slip out a little bit. So yeah, if it's on a legal break, you do have an option to play the shot, or you can pass it back to your opponent. That's pretty good. Could be a jump cue coming out maybe. Yeah, we have 216 players here this week. It's beautiful Pongau town, or district. It's an absolute beautiful place to be. A lot of the players rave about coming to this event. It's one of the best on the calendar. So we have a very stacked field indeed. Oh wow, what a shot. Absolutely crunched it. That will do him the world of good. Well, two great pots there, and this just shows you what kind of player Fabio is. Very, very high level, top Italian player. He's been around for a while. He's beaten all the top players. He also had quite a good run in the European Championships as well. A little bit of work to do here. Just have a nice angle. 6 to 7 is going to be the shot, depending how he lands on this 6 ball, because the 7's a little bit. We'd love to keep coming. Just 1 and 2 thin. Yeah, I don't know if he can hold this. Some players like to kill the ball and just drag it. Albin Ocean plays this shot extremely well. I think he's just okay. He can probably just kill this and keep it on the left side of the table. Oh, he's pulled it across. Risky. Oh, it's okay. It's always dangerous when you're coming across like that and there's other balls in your way, but he played it very well. Some players prefer to put a bit of a stroke on those shots. Some players like to just kill them. A bit like that. Nicely done. Good rack for Fabio to get on the board, especially after such a great jump shot. That'll do him the world of good. switch over to Fabio. He has 2 breaks. Try to see if he can make something happen. Here's a view of the arena. You see Mohammed Sufi playing on the other table. It's on live stream table number 1. Both available on Pro Billiard Series. We have commentary on both tables all throughout this event. Feel free to join which match you prefer, or watch them both. Why not, if you have 2 screens? Yeah, you got the 1 in the side and the 6 in the side. Nice break. Worked out very well there. Hit them very solid and firm. We've seen some variety of breaks from day 1. Some players were going for more of a softer break to try and get more control. Other players preferring a bit more power. Personally, I think the slightly more power ones have been a bit more successful just because of the 3-point rule. Some of the softer breaks sometimes seem to bring the 3-point rule into play a lot more, but it's okay. A little more would have been nice. I think you can still run around the back of the 4-ball. It should be okay off 2 rails. Yeah, nice. So he's in a good shape now. Don't really see any major problems with the 8-ball being near the corner pocket. As you can see next to his head there, it's actually very favourable to pop that 8 and get good position on the 9, so it's really just about these 2 balls. I don't see any problems. A little drawback. And then personal preference here. Does he want to be up table, middle of the table? It's really up to him. Yeah. Like I said, natural angle just to come across. You can play this off 1 rail, or you can spin it with a little bit of spin to the right side of the table, whatever he prefers. Yeah, straight up and down. Nice run out there. And this is the joy of the 2-break format, and you'll have another break straight after this one. And he's just found a pretty good break, so if he can repeat that, winning 2 racks, in succession. It's just what you need. So getting this 4th rack underway. Oh, he didn't get the wing ball this time. Did he get a lucky one on the side? He did. And he made the points. However, because the 1 ball kind of rattled in the centre pocket there, it just kind of bobbled and went down the table, so he doesn't really have a shot here. He does have a kick, I think, from behind. I'm not sure if he can get a full kick and stick, as we call it. Looks like he might be able to. Might have to bend it a little bit. I don't think he can pot it. But if he can just bend it and go behind the 1, can catch it as full as possible, keep that cue ball behind the 9. What a great shot that is. A little bit unlucky there. He hit that pretty well. Would have been nice to get a little bit of cover from that 1, but I think he might have even left this on. It's very tricky, of course. Depends how aggressive. You might have to go for this anyway. I don't really see a straightforward safety shot. You could be opening the black ball up here as well, and maybe opening everything up on this one shot. Yeah. That's a little bit rough for Fabio there. Great shot by Tobias. Yeah, everything's definitely opened up now. He's just covered the 4 ball in that top corner. But good news is he's pretty straight on this 3 ball, so he can just draw back up towards the break line. He's gonna have to play it in the center, I think, unless he wants to go all the way and play it down in the bottom corner. But I think the center will be probably his target. Nicely done. These balls are in pretty good spots now. Yeah, nice angle. So again, he's got a choice. He can swing it off 2 cushions, or he could just play it off 1 and come straight up inside the 9. It's just how he feels. Players like to sometimes spin the cue ball around. Yeah, like that. It's pretty straight, so he's going to have to get his extension, potentially. Yeah. He's got a little bit off angle here, I think, looks like. So drawing this back, if he goes straight back, he could come kind of close towards the 9. Leave a bit more of a cut on the 9 than he would like. I don't know if he can pinch a bit. Yeah. That's why he's tried to come to the other side. He's played it pretty well. Yeah, good shot. Gets it back to 2-2, and we're back on break. Going back to Tobias break. Yeah. Just want to send an apology to Fabio there. I did say Italian player this morning, and clearly he's a French player. It's the first match of the day. You have to give me the hold my hands up there. Apologise for that. Yeah, one of the top French players. Very, very dangerous, as you can see. And I did think this match was going to be close. Most of this time on 9 ball, it comes down to the breaks. Both hit a couple of good breaks, so if they can get that going, hopefully they can get a few break-in runs here. Yeah, that's a really good break. You could see there the 1 ball in the side. We had the wing ball as well. Cue ball in the centre of the table. Let's go as far as to say that's a textbook break. All the balls in the open. And a nice shot on the lowest ball with pretty good position to get on the next one. So I think Tobias maybe hit the break a little bit softer than Fabio. Not to say that makes a difference, but you can see what I was talking about earlier. Some players prefer to have a little bit more power versus a bit of a softer break. It wasn't soft as in really soft, but just more controlled. Yeah, 7-ball just needs a little bit of management. Not a difficult shot, it's just position to get in the right position for moving on to the 8. That was the pace. Just ran a little bit further than he would have liked, but I still think he might be okay. If he can't hold this, yeah, he's not going to play into the 7. Surely that could be risky. Not sure if he can go below the 7. Can he just drag this? I don't know if it's too thin, maybe. If it's too thin, he might have to go around the back of the 8. Yeah, he's just taking his time. There's a couple of options. He could try to kill it with some check side, but with the slick cloth, it's a bit risky. He could get away. He could play into the 7. He could even try to draw it below the 7 and just squeeze past it. Play the 7 in the same pocket as the 6. Could be an option. That's what he's tried. Oh, it's worked out nice. Yeah, he was trying to get below that, but just a little flick was kind. I think he's got a pretty good angle here as well. Yeah, he has. He can just punch this off the rail, come back across. Yeah, so nice little nudge on the 7-ball there. Landed quite nice. But it was a good break. So Tobias, with his second break, be looking to do exactly the same. If he can pot the 1 ball and a wing ball. Makes the 1. Doesn't make the wing ball, but makes the points. Don't know if he can actually pot the 2 ball though. Might be a little bit hooked. Yeah, maybe he can bend it. 3 balls up at the top right side of the table, so not ideal. But with the 4 being over the pocket, it could be worth risking the bend. Otherwise, he does have a pretty okay safety shot. You can just, I might go for a cross combo here. Could be an option. With the 4 over the pocket, I just think the 2 is a little bit high for that shot. I'm not sure if he can make it. He's got a few options. Try and put the cue ball up past the 6 ball there, just in the middle diamond. Could be a way to hide it. Yeah, he's going for the cross combo. What a great shot that is. You had to make that a little bit because the 2 was a little bit high. I like that offensive shot. Yeah, so even though he didn't have the best of breaks in terms of easy starter, he's making balls and he's making the points. It seems like he's playing aggressive. Don't blame him. It was a good opportunity with the ball being so close to the corner pocket. It's definitely worth value in going for that. Yeah, this is perfect. I wonder if he can just do a little bit of a draw shot there. Yeah, just pull it back. Love to have a nice straight 7 ball into the side. Might have gone a touch too high on that angle, but not sure if he can still hold it. It looks like he's gone ever so slightly high. Maybe just okay. Of a slightly lower 9. Yeah, I like that shot. There's no point in trying to put a crazy stroke on that. You could just hold it enough to have a little bit closer 9. That's how you do it. 2 breaking runs on his breaks. Gives him a 4 rack to 2 lead. And now Fabio has 2 breaks of his own. See if he can do the same. And this is where it comes really interesting for the 2 break formats. Tobias will be hoping to get a chance to pinch one of the breaks of Fabio to then rely on having 2 breaks of his own, so it just makes it a bit more exciting. Yeah, that's a nice break as well. Another good break. Gets the 1 in the side. Gets a corner ball. And a nice open shot on the 2. 3 balls in a pretty open space, but he is going to come into traffic. There is a nice natural line here, hopefully, where you can just come off 2 rails. Around the black. And in between. Just below. In between those 2 balls in the middle of the table. How's the path? Oh, nicely judged. That's a great shot. This is an important shot. He has to get the right angle on the 4 here. It doesn't go past the 8, so you might have to play this in the side. Yeah, there's a cue ball. Oh dear. Yeah, that's a careless one, really. You could have been nowhere near that side pocket. That's a bit of a blow because it was a really good break. And everything was there in the open. But now ball in hand. 4 to 5 was kind of the trickier shot as well, and giving Tobias ball in hand obviously just makes it super easy to get down for this 5. He's overhit that a little bit, but the good thing is, even though he's overhit it, the angle that he will run around the 9 and come into the path of the 8 ball. So 3 cushions running towards the 8 ball. Now it's all about the pace. Nice. It slows up a little bit. I'll have to get his extension again, I think. Yeah, probably just ran a little bit further than he would have liked, but the 7 ball was a little bit thinner cut, so it was always going to be running, but towards the 8. Bit of a stretch, but I think he can just go 2 rails comfortably. Yeah, he punished Fabio there for the mistake of the scratch in the side. Gets another rack on the board. Takes a 5-2 lead and stole one of Fabio's breaks, which is what you want to do. Yeah, so all the players this week are chasing a first prize of 6,000 euros and a runner-up prize of 4,600 euros. Total prize pot of 50,000, but also the title of Austria Open champion. Yeah, they say it, Predator Austrian Open. See if he can hit another break and put that out of his mind. Gets the 1. Is he going to make the points? Yes, he is. Doesn't have a shot on the 2 though. Sometimes the pool gods do punish you. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange push out as well, because if he does leave Tobias a clear shot on the 2, there's quite a few balls to hide behind. Yeah, he could be in trouble here. 3 ball looks like a good place to hide. Just double the 2 to the right side of the table, or you can play off the right side of the 2. Try and bring the cue ball back below the 4, so he has a couple of options. Maybe the behind the 3 ball could be the better option. That's what he's tried. Yeah, I think that shot was just pretty obvious. And that's the thing sometimes with a push out, you're pushing out into trouble. Yeah, it's a big rack this one, because Fabio doesn't want to lose both racks and then give Tobias 2 breaks of his own. It's a good jump, by the way, very good. Nearly made it. Hasn't worked out too bad. I don't think he's left the cut on. It's very thin if he has. Might be on. Depends how aggressive Tobias wants to be. He does have a good safety though. Split the balls. Yeah, he's looking. He might just be able to pot this, because he can reach over quite comfortably. Swing the cue ball around with go table for the 3. It is very thin. I don't know how fast the cue ball will be travelling, but if he can snick this in, he could go 1 rail below the 4, long rail, top short rail, and then finish on the rail where he's leaning over now, potentially be on the 3. No, he's going straight into the 4, so wow, what a great shot, and what a result that is. I mean, That couldn't have landed any better. That's what you call rubbing salt in the wounds for Fabio. Tobias going for his shot and again getting a nice little nudge. Let's put this in the middle of the table. Needs to slow it up. Doesn't want to lie on that. Put another little bump. It's amazing when someone's playing so well. Things seem to go your way. And Tobias is playing pretty solid. And the balls are working for him. Not sure how much angle he has on his 5 ball. Will he have to put a little bit of power on this, or can he just draw it back? Looks a bit straight. Yeah, he had to put a little bit of power on that. Maybe overran that a little bit. Just ever so slightly. He's still fine though. You can choose to drop this in. You could screw this in a little bit, or he could even come back across for the 7 in the same pocket. But it looks like he's going to draw this in. Just kind of kill the pace. Oh, wow. Love to see Fabio's face on that one. Yeah. A little smile from both players. I think Tobias is thinking, how was that gone in? Obviously it was just the pace he hit it so soft. But sometimes when you have a shot like that and you're giving his arm a shake, bit of pressure maybe, just makes you refocus. So sometimes having a wobble and a drop in just gives you a reflection moment to say, look, focus properly. Yeah, that was it. I guess this all kind of came from the push out from Fabio. Really kind of put himself in a little bit of trouble from early on in this rack. But then we left a little bit of a thin cut for Tobias, who has been quite offensive in this match so far. Granted, he did get a couple of little nice nudges to be on the 3 ball and keep the 4 ball in the open, but that's how it goes. I think those earlier chances that Fabio had in this match, maybe hasn't taken. Obviously, he's cost him a little bit with those break and runs by Tobias on his turn to break, and he's got 2 breaks now. He'd love to get another 2 break and runs. Rack 9. Lovely break there. Is he going to get a shot on the 3? I don't know if he can. Actually, from that angle, I think he can. So he gets the 1 ball in the side. Wing ball in the corner. Cue ball went down table a little bit, but he does have a shot on this 3. And with the 4 ball being quite near the centre pocket, one good shot here and he could be back in action for another chance to run out. Get this 9th rack to take him to 7 racks to 2. Oh, he cued that well. I think having the 4 ball so close to the side pocket just made that shot a little bit easier, knowing all he had to do was pot it. Didn't have to do anything crazy. Decided to drop this in. Probably the right shot, just to play the 5. in the side instead of chasing, going around the table. If he's a bit straight, you might have to have a longer 6. I still think he should be okay, even if he can go off the long rail and back out. Just play this with a little bit of topspin, if he does have to use the rail. Yeah. Because he's a right-handed player. He's now going to be leaning. He's gone a little bit too far there, so he's going to have to lean over the 7 ball. Just makes it a little bit more awkward. Just keep an eye on that. He's pretty close, but he's alright. 2 rails back to the middle of the table. Kind of leave a similar angle if you can. Just wants it to slope a little bit. Doesn't want to be too straight. So he needs his extension again. Yeah, he's going to probably be using maybe a couple of rails here. Just want to have a little bit of angle on this 8 ball. Can he risk coming 1 rail just other side of the 9? It's hard to see the angle on this one. He could punch it 3 rails, play the 8 ball where he's leaning over the pocket now. He could do that, or he could just go up to the side of the table, left side. Yeah, that's what he's just tried to keep it safe. That's really good pace judgment. Nice angle there as well. Yeah, he's playing a really steady game at the minute, Tobias. He's not going too crazy, trying to do too much, taking what the table gives him and using the angles. I've seen this a lot in the European Championships. His cue ball control and pattern play was very strong, and obviously it's evident here on 9 ball. And this is for another break and run to get 7 racks to 2. Very well done. Started off with a nice 3 ball and then shot by shot just dissected the rack. Nice break and run there, putting extra pressure on Fabio, and I think Fabio needs a bit of help from Tobias on his break here. Gets the wing ball and makes the points. Don't know if he has a shot on this 1 ball this time. No, clearly not. So that was what Fabio was hoping for. At least something to slow him down so he can get to the table, even if it is a push out. He could take the jump on, but the reward for that jump is not ideal. If he can jump it, maybe he could still have a shot on the 3. Could be worth the risk. He does have a jump cue in his hand. I think if he's pretty straight, if he's in a straight line with this 1 ball, and he can pot it, he might even be able to hold the cue ball there and still have a shot on the 3. He's going for the kick. Oh wow, how's your look? Not so good this time. That was a great kick shot. try and hit this 3-ball pretty full, I think. Try and get some high cover behind the 9. What a great shot he's played there. Fantastic safety. Yeah, that just puts extra pressure on this rack, especially because he's only 1 away from getting on the hill, so Fabio under a lot of pressure here to try and make something happen. Definitely doesn't want to give him ball in hand and give him a chance to run the rack. Well, I'll tell you what, in terms of difficulty of kick shots, that was very, very hard to hit. Not only did he hit it, I'd have to say he's been really unlucky to leave it basically ball in hand. I think Fabio will be thinking this is not meant to be. I mean, how Tobias has been playing in this match, I struggle to see where he's going to go wrong here. He's been so solid. Yeah, just pull this back a little bit. Get a nice straight 8-ball in the side, that's what I'll be looking for, somewhere along the line where the cue ball is now. Yeah, he's left a little bit more angle than he wanted there. He didn't get into the cue ball as much. Don't actually think if he can hold for the 9-ball here, he might have to send the cue ball around a cushion or two, unless he can just drop this in. Yeah, he couldn't. He had to go up. Played it well though. Nicely done. Another rack goes the German way. That's Tobias Bongas. 8 racks to 2. Fabio Rizzi, everything to do here. But it's not over till it's over. Things can turn in matches, we've seen it many times. I think Fabio's had a few chances that he hasn't taken, which he'd be a little bit annoyed with. But in terms of breaking and quality of running the balls out, I think Tobias has been exceptional in this match. Hasn't really missed anything. But Fabio has 2 breaks. Love to start by getting a break and run and see if he can at least hold his own break. Yeah, with that 2-ball catching the point. An illegal break. Tobias will not be passing this one back because it's right over the corner, middle pocket there. All about pace. Yeah, so it's just, you could just see how the balls were lining up. Nice angle on that too, to come round for the 3. It's landed perfectly straight. pretty much a stop shot to get on the 4. Just giving himself a little bit of angle so he can come up for the 5. This is probably the key shot in the rack here. Just because the 6 is on the bottom of the table, needs to make sure he does have an angle. Wouldn't be surprised if he overhit this a little bit. Yeah, well judged. He can choose which side he wants to come down on. He can come left side of the 6 or the right side. Most likely the left side of the table. Just draw this across. Could do with a bit of a bounce. Yeah, well judged. He's got a nice angle here as well, just to push the cue ball over to that long rail. Anyway over there, as long as he gets past the 8 ball. Yeah, he's got a couple options here. He's a bit straight on the 7, so he could draw it back kind of like where it is now. I'm not sure if he can top it through, even as an option maybe. He might have a little bit of angle. Oh, yeah. Oh, he did. He tried to force it a little bit. What an unexpected miss. That's incredible. I think he just tried to force it a little bit there, if I'm honest, with side maybe. I mean, of course, he's had a bit of fortune there not to leave the 7 over the pocket, but I'm sure Fabio will be pleased to at least come back with some option. It's not ideal, but the match was over. He could play a kick and stick kind of shot. Try and keep the cue ball where it is. Send this 7 ball over to the other side. He might even have to go for this. The scratch is on. Yeah, he might have to go for this. He's got it. He's avoided the scratch as well. What a great shot. Wow. Is the life in this match yet? Match should have been over. Somehow, a surprise and miss from Tobias gives Fabio a lifeline. Of course, he's still got a lot of work to do, but Tobias really should have been in the back having a coffee. But it was not meant to be on this rack. So Fabio gets another break. Yeah, dry break, but hasn't left anything, which is a bit of a bonus. Yeah, Tobias going to push out, probably somewhere down on the bottom rail. He's just pushing the 9 onto the 4 to make it a little bit more messy. Fabio's not even having a look. Take it away, he said. Surprised he didn't have a look, just to see how it was left, because there's obviously a shot that maybe Tobias is feeling here. Wondering if he can thin edge the 1 and get some cover. Not sure if he can. He could play extreme left edge of the 1 ball and try and push that 1 into the 3. swinging the cue ball around 4 angles, trying getting it back behind, down next to the 4. I don't know if that's on with the cloth. It might have to come down beside the 2. Where's the cue ball? That's a scratch. Well, there you go. Maybe Fabio did see that. Be a bit annoyed there, Tobias. It wasn't really crazy safety shot. However, Fabio taking a close look at that 2 ball. The good thing is he does have ball in hand. Table's a little bit messy because 3 to 4 is a little bit tricky. Yeah, I'm not surprised he's playing this combo. Try and get a ball out of the way. It does mean that he has to be extra careful on position here. See how he plays. He's going into the 2 here, maybe. Did he misjudge this? Yeah, he has. He tried to squeeze past it, and that was always a danger. Can still lock him up. That was always a danger of playing the combo first. Position to get from 1 to 2 could change, whereas with ball in hand he can put it wherever he wants and kind of go for that 2 right away. But he's still in control of this rack. This is a tough kick. Not sure if the 1 rail. Yeah, he can go 1 rail. Might play this with a little bit of pace, I think. I'm not sure if he can check this back a little bit. Yeah, he's tried it. Second time? No. So another chance for Fabio. Probably the shot in this rack right here. Not sure if he'll come below the 7 or will he come inside the 7. Depends on how it reacts, how much power he puts on this. Yeah, he's come above the 7. Is he on top of it though? Oh my goodness. There's always a risk of that, I'm afraid. Flirting with the 7 ball. Just 3 to 4 was a little bit tricky. Needs a bit of luck here. Where's the cue ball? Oh my god. This is incredible. I think Fabio's just destined to not win this match. Yeah, I think that was just, he had to win that. He had to win this rack really. Obviously he has to win every rack to stay in this match. But that was, he can be disappointed with the result there, but he kind of hooked himself as well. So still, this is a winner's round. It's a double elimination, so there is the loser's side as well. I think overall on this match we can't really say that Tobias didn't deserve it because he's played fantastic in this match. Probably one blemish, which is maybe that unexpected 7 ball just a rack ago. But this 9 to move into the next round. Yep, there we go. Congratulations, Tobias Pongas. Hard lines, Fabio Rizzi, but that was a great match overall for Tobias. And Fabio moves on to the losers round. My name is Graham Hickman. Thanks for joining, and we will be back very shortly for another match on this table and a match on table 2 as well. So we will see you again soon. Bye for now.
Good morning, everyone. The majority of the matches have been assigned for 10:45 rounds. So players, please check the online schedule and proceed to the assigned tables. boys, Joshua Filler, please proceed to table 15.
Good morning and welcome back everyone to the Predator Eurotour series. This time we are live from the Austrian Open in Sankt Johann in Pongau, Austria. Our next match on this feature table is Roberto Bartol from Croatia and he's up against Mark Bijsterbosch from the Netherlands. In the commentary booth for this match is Tim de Ruyter. Yeah, and I think this could be a very close match. Overall, most of the people would say Mark Bijsterbosch will be the favorite in this match. Has shown big things in the recent years. But Roberto Bartol is a player who's been playing many years as well, especially on the European circuit, so not much outside of that. But I would say the Eurotour is quite his comfort zone as well, so let's see what will happen in this match. It's a race to 9. They are alternate breaking per 2 games, so 2 racks each. The 9 is racked on the spot and there is a 3-point rule in effect, so combining balls crossing the head string, the kitchen line, and pocketing balls has to be 3. And a great opening break there from Bijsterbosch. Makes the 1, shape on the 2. And now it's just figuring out whether he wants to shoot the 4-9 combination or to play shape on the 4. But yeah, both is tricky. Could lay himself a nice angle on the 3 to drop in between the 6-4. If he wants to play the combination, yeah, you would say he would like to be as straight as possible. If you get angle, it gets way more complicated. Well, didn't get straight, so has to cut the 4 into a cut on the 9. Plays it perfect and opens the match with a breaker run. Yeah, Bijsterbosch, who finished 2nd in the Spanish Open and I believe 9th in the World 9-Ball Championships last year. And multiple 2nd and 3rd places in the Eurotour. Looking to finally win one. I think many people would agree that it's kind of overdue, we're all waiting for it to happen. Cue ball a little bit lower this time on the break. Made 2 balls but no future on the 3, so we will see Roberto Bartol at the table. Yeah, not exactly sure what he was trying to play. I'm guessing he was trying to leave the cue ball on the top side of the 8 and just got it a little thin. And what an opener for Bijsterbosch to continue his run and contain his first 2 breaks. I mean, it's always a good feeling when you're the one breaking the first 2 and you manage to hold those 2. Puts a little pressure on your opponent because your opponent has the next 2. Well, wasn't trying to get on the rail. Luckily for him, he's got a nice angle going on the 8. Just plain ball, get off the rail. Even played it 2 rails, almost straight in on the 9. This is for a 2-0 lead. The scoreboard not being updated yet. It's 2-0 now. Yeah, strong start. In the Netherlands they call him the Beast of the East. Solid performance in the opening 2 games. Now hoping to see Roberto Bartol come up with a nice reply. Good reply is needed here. Made the 2. It's got shape on the 1. Just a little problem with the 5 and the 8. The 5 doesn't go in the bottom left. So that means he will have to get from the 4 ball on the top side of the table to the bottom side of the 5 ball to do something to make sure he can run out. So to come up with somewhat of a shot on the 3 ball to draw straight up table. He's playing high ball. Yeah, like I mentioned before, this is key shot to get from 4 to 5. Might be able to go run into the 8, but it's so tricky if you don't. Yeah, if you do not catch the 8, you're not going to end up with a shot. You might have to go aggressive and play the 5 in the top left, because from this position I don't really think you can play any safety. Well, excellent recovery shot from Bartol there. Bicycles maybe a little bit more tuned in on the table, but as long as he gets the job done, Bartol, that's all that matters. And did get back into a line, just a little low left, 2 rails in between the 8-9. and straight in on the 9. So quite a big effort there. Difficult run out. But a breaker run, so 2 out of 3 games were breaker runs. So second break from Bartel coming up. Let's see if he can produce another one. Possibly trying to make the wing ball and get shape on the 1. Makes the 1 as well. Look at the 9. Well, did lose the cue ball a bit. A little bit too much draw, but if you look at it, yeah, Mark, just checking if it was a legal break, but there was 2 balls going in the corner where the wing ball went. So 3 balls in, 3-point rule exceeded, and the 9 going in obviously. So quick win for Bartel, 2 each. Great break that was. Good impact, nice full hit. So the return from Bijsterbosch, 2 breaks coming up now. Ooh, got this one a little thin. Slightly lucky. Fluked the ball in the bottom left corner, which made it legal, I believe, unless the 8 got past the kitchen. Does have a shot on the 2. Just has to figure out if he can... No, I don't think he can get to the center of the table. He might have to draw to play the 3 in the bottom right. No, chose to go all the way back and play the 3 in the left center. Stop shot here. Gives him a nice angle on the 5. To stun over for the 6. And just like that, he turned everything into a great opportunity again. Kill the cue ball off 1 rail or go 2 rails. I like to kill the cue ball 1, but that's the thing. If you have that kind of angle where you have to stun the ball, it's more difficult to get the right speed on the ball. So nice recovery shot, went for the bank. A little longer 9 for another breaker run. And in it goes. So Bijsterbosch takes the lead again, has 1 more break. Yeah, high level matchup so far. Quite some breaker runs already happening. Which only can give us an even better match coming up. I mean, if you consider in the opening phase of the match, we've already seen 4 breaker runs in 5 games, which, well, shows us that they're obviously feeling well. Oh, well, that's the first mistake from Bijsterbosch. Again, a little bit thin on the break. Cue ball got kissed into the corner, and a ball in hand opportunity for the Croatian. Can you believe it? That was unexpected. Had to draw the cue ball out to get a look on the 3-ball, but never really expected him to miss the 2. So Bicycle's back at the table real quick. Yeah, I think he was taking the time on the 2-ball mainly to make sure he had a plan set on the 4-ball. So this is key shot. If he gets perfect on the 4, everything is in the open. Yeah, took care of the 4. A little bit of a tricky shot to the side always. Very missable. Yeah, so the shot clock is in effect this match. 45 seconds after the break and 35 seconds per shot. 1 extension per rack, which in general, this young man here, Bicycles, he's pretty comfortable around the clock. Where Bartel at times is speedy, but in general I would say he gets a little bit closer to the beeps or to the referee saying time. Don't really think it affects both of them too much in this match. Yeah, and that missed 2-ball gave Mark Bicycles another chance to win another 2 out of 2 on his own break. So 4-2 for the Dutchman. And Roberto Bartel now to break the coming 2 games. On the other table you can see the legend from Germany, Ralf Suquet. I believe he's up against Mariusz Konechny from Poland. Another champion. Tough match. Yeah, caught the break slightly thin. Cue ball went under the second diamond. Just left a shot on the 1, and yeah, Mark just checking if he goes 3 rails around the angles, if he can get near the 3-ball. Well, a little bit of trouble. Tried to go around the 5. And now he might be banking this. I mean, we've seen him go aggressive on the bank before, but the 3 might come into play, so he's opting to play safety. He's played it well. He's got the full cover. The only problem for Mark is Roberto will have a big chance to hit this over the short rail. And even could go very aggressive and play a kick into the 2-9 combination. Does he get a little bit of a roll? I don't think he has. unless the 2 ball might not pass the 7 ball. And then still Mark does still have a shot to roll up on the 7 ball if the 2 doesn't go. But from this angle it looks like it does, so could stun over to play the 3 in the same corner pocket, the red 3 ball. Well, played it with quite some pace. A little lucky to catch the rub on the 3, and now another opportunity. He's about to take a big lead in this match, 5-2. Of course with Roberto breaking, but you know the best thing that can happen is 5-3 and you're breaking twice, so So 1 rail off. Maybe slightly short, so he might go 2 rails back and forth. No, he even held it. Inside spin. And it's 9 to get 5-2 on the board. Oh, and the scratch following. This is getting disastrous for the man from Croatia. Made a ball on the break, but also the cue ball going very low into the long rail, sliding into the bottom right corner. Still some work to be done though. If you look at traveling from 1 to 2 and then the 2 to the bottom side of the table on the 3, that's why he's opting to play the safe. I think he's played a good shot there. I don't think there is a window in between the 3 and the 4. Going 3 rails is awkward queuing with the 4, and the 3 might come in between. If there is a window in between the 3 and the 4, that's definitely the way to go. Yeah, there was a window. Ooh. Yeah, was a little bit sweaty there, got a little bit nervous. Was looking at the cue ball, almost scratched again. Now needs perfect speed control. He's looking at playing this 3 rails, short rail, left long rail and the bottom short rail, just to spread out the pace a little better of the cue ball. Yeah, landed great actually on the 3. Center table shape on the 4. Then it's back to the routine shots. Most of the time in 9 ball it takes 1 or 2 big shots, as in shot making, or a couple, like 1 or 2 positional shots that have to be precise. But whenever you get to the last couple balls, it's stay down, take care of the cue ball, and should be okay in general. But there's always pressure, and when pressure is involved, the most silly mistakes happen at times. Yeah, some draw on the 8. And then this 9 to make it 6-2. And Mark will be breaking twice, so safe to say Bartel is in quite some trouble at the moment, I feel like. Like, might be a good moment to take a timeout or like try to change the rhythm. So, the 9th rack. Bicycles breaking. More fuller hit, making the wing ball. The 1 catching the side pocket point and bounced back. I don't think he's on the 1. I think that... Yeah, that's why he's pushing to a long tough shot. And not so much future as well. If you thump this in, you're most likely not to be on the 3. So probably he's looking at overcutting the 1. But I'm not a big fan of this position. Probably with a lot of right spin. Bring the cue ball up to the 3. Well, he's played the other way around. Nice shot there. Had to beat the kiss, the double kiss, and it's done nicely. And this is one of the good things about the alternate break per 2 racks, is where if Roberto wins 2 safety battles, for example, and then now has 2 breaker runs by himself, we're tied at 6. With the alternate break per 1 game, it feels like a huge mountain to climb. Now it's basically play 5 to 10 minutes well, and you're back. So I think it's a small difference. Good shot there, nice cue ball. Still a little bit straight on that 3, so has to make sure he stays off the rail on the 4. Doesn't want to land funny. Oh, he tried to get perfect for the 4 in the right center. I was considering playing the 4 in the bottom right, so he ran too far. Is he going aggressive for the cut, trying to make something happen? Yes, he did. How's the cue ball? Look at that pace. Look at the pace. Is he okay? I think he lands. Yeah, I think he landed great on the 5 to the left center, so has to make something happen here. Cannot afford himself another mistake. Well, it was quite the grind, but he gets another game on the board. 6-3 now. Bicycles will be breaking once more. Yeah, good break. Yeah, didn't look too happy, but it's not the first time he's a little bit confused. Don't think he realized till some point that he made 2 balls on the break. And the 7 ball went in the kitchen and out, so that's the 3rd point. Now, this one is a little tricky. Has to check the cue ball. Long reel, short reel with inside spin, with right spin. To check back towards the 4. But then again, the spin also throws the 3 ball a little bit out, actually away from the side. Wow, how well has he played it? Look at the shape on the 4. Maybe slightly straight. But as you can see, he's still going to try and force the cue ball off the rail. Have to say, based on my own experience, can be very difficult to play bicycles because most of the things he does in general look very easy. So it looks like every time he runs out, it's like there was never a doubt, you know. So can be very tricky to play him. Yeah, a little shake on the head, a little bit more angle on the 8 than he wanted to, but he can still play low right in front of the side. And then he gets the breaker run done. So 7-3 on the board. A commanding lead from the Dutchman. He's playing not perfect, but he's playing a strong set. Bartel made couple mistakes. In general, I just feel his break hasn't really been there so far. Does have 2 breaks now. If he wants to do something in this match, then this is the moment if he wants to turn something around. Yeah, then again, he does get a shot on the 1. If you look at the cue ball, he's losing the cue ball quite a bit. So there is a cut on the 1. Not very sure how he's gonna get on the 2 ball. If you look at the 2, doesn't go in the side pocket, I believe, from this angle. And you're tracking the cue ball towards the 3. Yeah, he's now checking to play maybe the 1 in the top right corner, but could be close to the scratch. Maybe shooting the 1 off the 2. No. Well, from this position, if he wants to go aggressive, he could play a bank shot in the center. Has to avoid the double kiss. Yeah, nice shot there. Top right spin. Checked it off the top short rail. He's not too happy, I can understand. He landed with quite some angle on the 3 ball, but he still has a shot at least. Little left hand exhibition. It's back in line. Like I said, he really needs to make something happen here on his 2 breaks if he wants to still have a chance in this match. This match is to get into the winners qualification round, which I believe that's where the prize money starts from. So it's always nice to get straight away into that round and guarantee yourself a free trip, plus yeah, everything more that could come after. So 7-4 break and run. Difficult break and run. So he's really trying to grind himself through the match. Haven't really seen him break a run an easy game. In general, every time he's had difficult layouts, he's had one with a cluster, he's had one with the 2 near the side pocket just now. So just looking to hit the break slightly fuller, making sure the cue ball doesn't track to the bottom short rail. Yeah, this is way better. Makes the wing ball. Just, I do believe the 3-ball got right in between. That would be a little bit unlucky if it did. Yeah, look at this view. Quite unlucky. The good news is if he makes the jump, he's like guaranteed to have a shot on the red 3-ball. So yeah, it's go time. It's your break. You have to defend your break. Does he get a little roll? Well, tough to say. I think it's on. Well, the 9 might be in the way too. So, safety from Bicycles. I don't think it's fully safe, but he was trying to leave Roberto awkward by the 9. Let's see. Don't think he can cut the 1 in. So he did go for the bank. I don't think he was trying to play the safety. Missed the bank and not an easy opening shot for Mark. Not a full corner to the bottom right. Does have a corner to the bottom left. Yeah, if you can do that. I mean, that was just, yeah, unbelievable if you think about it. It's also showing how comfortable he's feeling at the table at the moment. It's not out of the woods yet. The 4 is now blocked by the 6. So he might have to play safe behind the 8. I just don't think there's any way to get on the 4. That's what he's doing. It's a good safety shot, taking away the 1 rail kick over the right long rail. And I don't think there's a 1 rail kick over the left side. So it has to go 2 rails over the bottom. Yeah, Bartel struggling a bit with the table, I feel like. Just the speed and the rails, like the kicking in general has been a little bit wide, which is normal with the new cloth. But if you in general practice on your club table and you get to a tournament like this, it's always very different. Ooh. Yeah, unexpected miss from Bijsterbosch. And like I said, if Bartel can win this game, then at least he puts a little bit of pressure on Mark. Oh, there's a little bit of a two-way on this 4. Just imagine if you go for it. I'd rather miss the 4 on the short rail, which can cause the 6 to go in between. I'm just playing it soft anyways. Don't think I would go too full stroke on this. Yeah, nice shot there. Yeah, don't think we've seen Mark miss too many balls, besides the 4 ball he just missed. Let's see if he goes 3 rails around the 7, or possibly just cross over to play the 7 in the top right corner. Yeah, made sure he had angle to cross over for the 8, so couple opportunities this rack for Bartel to turn it around. But in the end, it's Bijsterbosch who gets himself perfectly straight on the 9 to get on the hill, 8-4. Well, the last goal for Croatia. Scratch on the break from Bijsterbosch. No more mistakes allowed for Roberto Bartol. Needs to play a perfect set from here, unless Bijstable starts to make more mistakes. But yeah, if you look overall in the match, would be very interesting if he now suddenly makes 3-4 or more mistakes. So, nice shape on the 6. We'll be playing the 7 in the left center. Still a little bit tricky from 7 to 8. The 9 is kind of in the way on both sides of the shape, so smaller positional area. That's why he's looking to play a little bit forward, a little bit more distance on the 8, but just making sure he has something. So the 9 goes in, pulls one back. Roberto Bartol after a scratch on the break from Bijstables. Bijstables, who has one more break coming up in his series of 2. If Bartol can survive another break from Bijstables and then step it up on his own break, this match could still go hill-hill. What happens on this break? Makes the wing ball, a little bit of a wild break. But look at this shape on the 1. How is he going to get to the 2 ball? I think the 5 might catch the cue ball, or the cue ball might catch the 5. Maybe just power draw off it. Maybe take a little bit of a risk. Go off the 5. Even if you run into the 6, you could get there. Even if you get all the way to the bottom short rail, at least you can do something on the 2. Just don't think there's a safety to send the 1 3 rails away. The 7 is in the way. Oh. Now the only good thing for Mark is that he's left Roberto straight in on the 2. So the shot on the 4 next, a little bit more tricky. On the other side, I think Roberto should be happy to get back to the table. Oh, he's tried to force the cue ball over just that little bit. So this to seal the deal. To get to the winner's qualification round, the loser will have to go a long way over the loser bracket, the loser rounds. I believe it's like 4 Yeah, I think 4 or 5 matches still to go if you lose in this match. 3 or 4. So, and obviously your opponents, they get better and better the further you go. So definitely want to avoid the loser bracket. A little bit awkward queuing. Difficult to put your bridge hand with the 8 and the 9 there. Let's see. Probably will just cross over. Plain stun. Drip of left. 2 rails. No, he tried to hold the cue ball and got himself on the rail. One big shot here on the 8. If he makes the 8, this match is done. But Bartel definitely hoping for a miracle. Yeah, and in it goes. So this 9 ball to beat Roberto Bartel 9-5 in this winner round 2 match. So we will see bicycles later on in the winners qualification. Bartel will have to go through the loser bracket. This was Tim de Ruyter. Thank you all for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you back very soon. We've got plenty more action to come from the Predator Austrian Open. We'll see you soon.